Namaste. My name is Vivekanand. Vivek Technology Integrators is my company. This is a short tutorial to explain why you should use Google Doc for collaboration, how you can use it, and what benefits do you get when you use it. And then show you a short demonstration with help of David Leopold, who is with me today. Most of us understand why collaboration is important, and so we want to collaborate. But in the 21st century, are we using the right kind of tools for collaboration? Are you still using email attachments as a way of communicating and collaborating with a document? Most businesses now have access to devices that are modern and mobile. You can use handheld devices such as mobile cell phones or pads to help you in your collaboration efforts. But are you using them effectively? Dropbox is one method of sharing documents. You can share spreadsheets, images, documents, but Dropbox is terrible for collaboration. You found out that there is a size limitation on attachments that you can send with an email, and you can overcome that limitation by using Dropbox. But sharing is very much different from collaboration. Sharing is share what you have. Collaborate is create something new, add value to what you already have. So there is an additional element there, adding, collaborating. And most of us have heard of Google Drive, and many have heard of Google Docs. Fewer have heard of Google Sheets, and fewer still have heard of Google Slides, which is what I'm using now. Google Drive is a tool which is up in the cloud that securely stores your documents, spreadsheets, presentations, and other files, and allows you to securely share with your collaborators, and also allows you to collaborate with them effectively. People who still use old methods are unaware of one major aspect. Both email and Dropbox are insecure way of communication and sharing. So when you're thinking of using Google Drive for sharing and collaborating, be aware that Google takes security of your data very seriously and has implemented several measures to protect your data. So when you send a link or share a document with someone using their email address, Google tries to make sure that whoever is trying to access the document is indeed who they claim they are. This means simply receiving a link is not enough to access the data. You would need to identify yourself to Google. So when you share a Google Doc link, it would be better if you use a Google Apps email address. At this point, I can almost sense some of the audience thinking that Google invades their privacy. Yes, the answer to that is when you pay for Google Apps email by paying for Google Apps for Business, Google gives you a service level agreement. which also states that they no longer go through your data. Please note that when you are using the free Gmail account, you are signing terms of service, which states that you agree Google customizing their advertisements to your needs. Notice the difference. For service, for free service, you allow them to read your data. You're agreeing to those terms. But when you pay for Google Apps for Business, Google no longer reads your data. That's what the service level agreement says. Your data belongs to you when you pay for specific services from Google. And it doesn't cost huge amount of money. So at this point, I need to show you another window or do a screen share. As usual, I would be pinning David. Share your thoughts so far, David.
Well, thought number one, Vivek, is why didn't you do this tutorial 2 weeks ago? The reason I say that, as you know, because you were a recipient, I did an extremely important communication last week for my business. It was a very critical, and I had a very select list of about 75 people on the list, and I would call those people my A list, if you will. Those are the folks that I have most of my communication with. And I did something, and had I heard this presentation before I did it, I would have done it differently. Well, what I did was I sent a traditional email out to about 50 of those folks on that list because I had good email addresses for them, most of them Gmail addresses, which were in my contact list, my Gmail contact list. So as you know, when you're doing it, you type the person's name, there's a drop down, and you can very, very easily and efficiently add that person to the email. Well, there were about 25 folks that I did not have in my contact book, so I had to then find out what was the best way to get a good email address for those folks. And keep in mind, it's all those people that received it know me, so it's not a matter of should I open it or should I not open it, should I delete it. I would have a pretty high open rate, and I'm saying in the 90s, maybe even close to 100% of that particular email. Okay, so I didn't get what?
Yeah, say that.
Oh, I was going to say I did not get a great response rate for the 50 people that I knew their email addresses because I used traditional email. My point is, if I had sent it out as a Google app and did it inside of Google, I guarantee my response rate would have been higher.
Yeah, I agree there. Okay, what you see on the screen now is my Google Drive. So what you're seeing is my Google Drive, my drive, and there is one folder which says incoming. Let me click on that and show you what it shows. It shows the documents which other people have shared with me.
There's the one I'm talking about.
David, you have shared this document with me.
Yes.
Ray Hiltz has shared some document with me. William Rock has shared something. So this place, this location has all these incoming documents. Okay.
Quick question. Because you are, and you alluded to this a couple minutes ago, you are a pay for Google customer. is that what you just showed us? Is it different because you are paid for versus the free service?
Um, yes and no. Yes, because you see the logo here
Yep.
where I'm. That's my logo. It's not
Yep.
Google logo.
Yep.
If you are using the free Gmail account, you would see the Google logo there,
Or Gmail.
and yeah,
Gmail. Yeah.
Gmail logo there. But since I pay for the services, I get there are lots of other options. I get more space, and um the most important of all, Google has given me a service level agreement, not a terms of service
There
agreement.
you go. You better
So
watch out though, Vivek. You've used 60% of your capacity.
yeah,
Now, okay, we kind of joke about that. Let's assume that you go to 100%, then they'll come back to you and say, "We want more money." Is that how that works?
um, no, you can pay for more space and get more space. That's an entirely different aspect. But
Okay.
um, I have 30 GB of space. But that okay, that aspect is not what I am trying to show you here. Okay, let me open this document which you shared with me. This is the specific document you are talking about. Just a couple of minutes ago you mentioned this, and you see, I suggest on your computer, David,
Yep.
if you open the same document,
Right now?
yeah, as we are speaking,
Okay, let me open it up.
let me show you something magical happening.
Oh, wow. I love magic. Oh, Google came out with an advertising message.
Mhm.
We've been working hard to create a clean, fast, fresh experience for you. Thank you, Google. We love you. We love you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Did you see the magic happen here on
when I
my
open
screen?
mine up or your screen.
Yeah, when you opened the same document,
Yeah, no, I gotta open.
that's your little image over here. Where I'm pointing the mouse. Your image has suddenly it magically appeared there. That's the magic I'm talking about. And these two things were not there earlier. One is your image. On your screen, probably you would see where you have opened the Google same document. You would probably see my image there.
Well, you know what? I'm not seeing any image. Hold on. Oh yeah, there it is. I see you up in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me then go back to mine. I'll open up again.
So that's when anyone opens a document which you have shared like this, the first thing that happens is I mean, if you used their Gmail ID or Google Apps ID, as you did with me, you used my Google Apps ID. When they try to open it, it asks them to log in if they have not logged in to
Mm-hmm.
Google.
Yep.
As soon as they log in, they would be able to open the document and proceed as we are doing here.
Okay.
Whereas if you have used a different email address, which Google cannot identify, let's say, for example, say let's say you used a Yahoo account. Let's say you sent to a person who has Yahoo ID. When they try to open the document, then it would say they need to log in. But when they would be in a sort of dilemma. What do I log in as? What do I log in into? Am I logging into Yahoo or am I logging into Google? So that would be a confusion they would have. Typically what happens is people would then try to open it. Then they would okay, then they would say, oh, this is a Google thing. Okay, then let me go into Google, my Google account, and try to open it.
Question.
Hmm.
If I kept this open on my computer all day, I sent this out on October 27th.
Mm-hmm.
If on October 27th I kept this document open, I now see that you open it, obviously, because I know you opened it because we're talking about it. But would I see everybody who opened it that day? Would there be a cumulative?
Yeah.
Or it's at the. So if I kept this open all day long, and then I looked at it at the end of the day, I could see exactly who opened it.
Yeah. For example, here I'm bringing this screen back, where you can see your image here on my screen here.
Where do you want me to be right now?
No, you look at the screen, Hangout screen.
Okay. Yeah, I'm there. There's my picture up there. Yep.
Yeah. If someone else, in addition to two of us, if someone else opens the same document, say for example Barbara Waltman, if she were to open the same document, as her image would appear here, and three of us, not just two of us, three of us can collaborate on the same document at the same time. Now, to demonstrate that particular aspect, let me let me ask you to can you go back to the document that you have open and do some change. Let's say you type in something there somewhere on the first page, of course.
On the first page?
Yeah.
Well, you said, of course. I didn't. I didn't type in anything or just make a change.
Anything. Do some change. Yeah.
Okay.
So as you're doing on the screen, yeah. As you're doing it, I can see your little image, your name, David F. Leopold, in a different color. It appears in red for me. It is appearing in red color, and as you're doing the change, a kind of cursor moves along and
wow.
Yeah.
That's magic.
Yeah. And now if you look at your screen, if I for example, if you look at your screen, and as I'm let me do a change.
And I see your name just came up, and yeah. I see that while I'm watching my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
So if I do a change there, you can these are the things that you can see live as the changes.
I was going to say I have to keep that because this is you're teaching me something that's very, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
If I kept it, okay, I sent this out on October 27th. I believe I sent it out early in the morning. At that time that I sent it out, probably you and David Amerlin were the only one awake and online.
Mm.
And so if I had kept this document open all day long, at the end of the day, I could go back and see if Barbara, Jim, and William opened it up also?
Yeah, you can. Even now, for example, I can look at the history. I'm showing you the option here on my screen.
On your screen. Okay, let me go back to your screen.
Yeah, the Hangout screen.
Okay.
If you look at, I'm clicking on the file option here, and
Yep.
here there is a option which says see revision history. If I
Yep.
click on that, on the right hand side here, you see who all have opened it and what did they do. For example, I see here, if I click on that, that's what I did on that day. I keyed in all of that.
That's funny that you did that, and it's funny because you did a comment to it, and William did a comment to it, but I didn't pay close enough attention to know that you were the one that made that first comment.
Yeah.
Now tell me, I would have to go over to that revision history. That's how I would know that.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Wow. You're teaching me so much good stuff today, Vivek. Thank you.
And you can restore to any of these revisions. That's the point. Let's say somebody does something and the whole document is now a mess. You want to go back to how it was just maybe half an hour ago or whatever, or you want to get rid of the changes that somebody did. How you do that is by clicking on one of these, and then you see the option there, restore this revision, it says. If I click on this blue link here, it would restore the document to that revision.
Wow.
So that's still one aspect. Let me show you another aspect. On the same screen, you also see next to all these images here, you see a little box which says show chat. If I click on that, here we can chat. I can type in something here.
Now, obviously, you don't want to do this unless you know that person is online.
Yeah.
Because if they're not online, they may never see it.
Yeah, that's true. So we can, as let's say two of us are collaborating, so we can do the chat here, text chat here on this chat box. And okay, David, go ahead, key in something on your chat box here. On your, you have opened the same document.
No. Well, I've got it open. Do I have to go back to my? I have to go back to mine because this is the HOA. This is the Hangout document.
Yeah.
So I have to go back to my document. Okay.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Click on that chat box. No, yeah. So see there, the what you keyed in appeared here.
Oh my goodness! This is magic. I never. I gotta say that I've used this, but I've never known or never dug deeply on this functionality. This is huge. This is. I mean, it's so efficient to use this, and it could tell you so much. And actually, though, let me ask you this question: if we were chatting on this document,
Mm-hmm.
Now you and I are chatting on it. Would Barbara, David, or Jim or William see what you and I are chatting about?
Yes, it is a group chat. So if
Okay.
they joined, then they can.
No. I meant if it were a group at that moment.
Yeah.
But if you or I are having this chat without them, would they have access to our discussion?
No.
Okay. Wow. This is huge. I could have used this yesterday, Vivek.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do this tutorial 3 or 4? Why didn't you do it a week ago?
Yeah.
And the point I'm trying to make is, in the last 48, today is the 31st. So I sent this out 4 days ago,
Mm.
and I let it sit for a day, and then I started doing follow up 2 days after I sent this out.
Mm.
Had I known about all this functionality, my follow up to each one of these individuals would have been different than it was.
Yeah.
And,
Mm-hmm.
and the point being, I did not use Google Apps, the Drive, to its full functionality.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. Maybe I should have you running my business, Vivek, and I'll just sit back and tell you, this is what I need, Vivek. How do I do it?
Okay. So far, what we have done is I have asked you, David, to open the document. You did some changes. I showed you the chat window, text chat. I showed you the revision history as well. So, okay, I need to actually stop this screen share and start another one. So I need to pin new to make sure things don't go crazy. Okay, I now need to. Okay.
Let me ask you a question, Vivek, just a kind of a practical question.
Mm-hmm.
In all the folks that you deal with in Google Plus, have you ever, gone through all this functionality with somebody else, or is this something that's out there and people just aren't aware of it?
Uh, that's true. It's out there. Whoever is my client, I show this to them.
Thank God I'm your client.
Yeah. My clients, I would. This is in a way, this is part of the training that I provide when they become my clients, and I haven't gone into depth. This is what we have just done now is not by any means a in-depth look, just a few things, but you can already see the power of this whole collaborative tool.
Very clearly.
Yeah. So yeah, at the moment, this tutorial and lots of other tutorials will be available through my website at http://www.wake-technology.com, and you can follow the link as I am showing there on the screen. You can go to my website. There is a separate link there, and you can watch all those tutorials because it's a YouTube playlist.
Can I make a comment right here?
Yeah.
If you haven't gone to these tutorials yet, spend an hour of time and watch all the tutorials. because the information that you will get from Vivek on those tutorials will save you hours and hours and hours of time in the future.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you can go to my website or my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel, the name of my YouTube channel is Wake Tech Integra, all one word, as shown here on screen now. It would be really helpful if you click on the subscribe button and also click on the like button so that I would know to produce what you like most. So we have now come to the end of this tutorial. So let me come back into your view by stopping this screen share. Yeah, I'm sure you would want to know more. You want more. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Do please share the link to this tutorial on Google Plus and YouTube and so on. As always, you can reach me through my Google Plus profile or through my website, wake-technology.com. Integrate, simplify life.